Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. If you're new to the channel, I'm Nick and I've been a top hodler on TradingView for many years, as well as being one of the only traders with a fully verified MyFXBook third-party track record. So if you want to elevate your trading, you're definitely in the right place. So subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So take a second, pause the video, read the disclaimer, and I will see you on the charts. In this video, I'll speak about GBPJPY. Now, as usual, to keep the video as educational as possible, first I'll give you the technical aspect, then I'll move to the commitment of traders analysis by looking at what institutions in the market are doing and how they're moving and shifting their orders, both for the GBP and obviously also for the JPY. And then I'll put together these two different types of analysis. Now, starting here from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that we have a market which is in a very clear uptrend. The market has been creating a series of monthly higher highs and higher lows. In a situation like this, more bullish price action could be expected away from this level. We can also notice that the market at the moment is testing previous monthly resistance, because from here, both these previous rejections to the downside were created, which the market then broke to the upside. And what we know is that previous resistance, once it is broken to the upside, becomes support. And the market so far has been respecting this previous resistance turn support quite precisely, and every single time rejecting it to the upside. Now, in a situation like this, we can notice even a further break of structure, because with this last impulse to the upside, the market has broken, retested, and rejected to the upside yet another structure level, which is this previous level of monthly resistance, again acting as resistance here, which the market, as I just said, broke to the upside with this impulse, retested, and is currently in the process of rejecting to the upside. So far, the market has been behaving exactly as you would expect, breaking resistance levels one at a time and retesting them and rejecting them to the upside. Therefore, the uptrend here from a monthly standpoint on GBPJPY is definitely intact. Now, one level which is important to keep in mind, which is the next resistance zone which the market just entered, is this zone here. This is previous supply and resistance from which the previous rejection to the downside was created, which is currently still acting as supply and resistance, and there is good probability of seeing some potential bearish price action being created away from this level. So let's keep all of this in mind and drop down on the weekly time frame. Now, from a weekly perspective as well, the situation is very clear. Also here on the weekly, the market is still creating weekly higher highs and higher lows, so the uptrend is intact. Now, keep in mind that no market can just go up in a straight line. Every uptrend is composed by a series of impulses and corrections which create the uptrend itself. So in a situation like this, what you would expect is first a correction and then more potential bullish continuation. Just a quick interruption, let me know in the comments below if you have any new pairs or topics that you would like me to cover in the next videos, because I'm always open to suggestions. Dropping down on the daily time frame, what do we see? Now, here on the daily, this is where things really get interesting, because we can notice a massive impulse and now the start of a correction. Now, after an impulse, if you want to measure the correction, you have to take your Fibonacci from the low to the high of the impulse leg, which shows us how we have a quite important zone here, which is in between the 0.3 to 50% and 0.618 Fibonacci retracements. All this zone, if we extend it to the left, we can see that it was also previous daily resistance, which is now turned support. And combine this horizontal resistance turned support with the fact that we have those Fibonacci retracements levels inside of this area, this means that we actually have confluence of support and demand inside of this zone. And when there is a confluence of support and demand area, there is an increased probability of seeing institutional buying inside of that level. Speaking about institutional buying, if we move to the commitment of traders analysis and we look at the data for the GBP, the first thing that we can notice is that with the last reports, net positions have been massively increased. We went from minus 33.6k net positions all the way up to minus 1.9k net positions. We had 21,000 shorts closed with the last report on the GBP from an institutional perspective, 5,800 longs getting opened, another 900 shorts closed with the very last report, and 3,700 longs getting added. This shows that institutions are closing shorts and opening longs on the GBP, therefore making the GBP stronger. If we move to the JPY, we can see how the JPY has been getting quite weak. We went from 179k net positions all the way down to now 79k net positions. So essentially net positions cut in half. And this means that the JPY is getting weaker. Now, a weakening JPY makes GBPJPY stronger, especially if also the GBP is getting stronger, because obviously in order for GBPJPY to go up, what you need is a strong GBP and a weak JPY, which is exactly what we're getting here. Institutions are shorting the JPY and longing the GBP, making GBPJPY stronger. So it comes as no surprise that the market has been trending higher. So moving back here to the chart. And by the way, if you still haven't, make sure that you join my free Telegram channel, which you find linked in the description, so you never miss new updates. Now back to the analysis. So in a situation like this, if the market will reach this confluence of support and demand zone, what would I expect? Now, as usual, and as my students know very well, trading is reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily timeframes combined with the COT data, those are the best timeframes when it comes to the directional aspect of the market. However, when it comes to identifying early shifts in the trend of a market, the best timeframes for that are the intraday timeframes, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, what I would expect is that if this market would shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market, I wouldn't be surprised to see a potential rejection to the upside away from this area for the market to complete this daily impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. That definitely wouldn't surprise me. Now, all this free education and analysis that you see me share here on YouTube is actually just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, if you want to learn more, I really suggest that you go over to the Transparent FX Trading website, which you find linked in the description. And here you will have the possibility to gain access to all my courses, which range from the very basics of trading to the more advanced topics like building automated trading systems, building a portfolio of strategies, uncorrelated strategies, and much, much more using quantitative finance tools like the Quant Analyzer. So it's really something that you cannot afford to miss. You also have the possibility to gain access to my trading station software with the Telegram notifications integrations, one-on-one mentoring directly with me for any questions you have along the way, the COT data software, which you often see me use here on my YouTube videos. The program is also an all-in-one program, so you gain access to everything immediately, including all my strategies and EAs, and you also gain access to my entertaining trading show in which I share all my trades as they're happening. Here, you will see the presentation of each and every one of my strategies with the full historical backtest and presentations of the rules of the strategy. You also, as we were speaking about, have access to the live trading show. So essentially, every trade that is taken on my live account is automatically shown here in a very entertaining fashion as they're happening. So opened, closed, managed, so you can learn even more. And as you scroll down, you will see that you have the possibility to join and gain automatically access with email and password that you will create during the registration process. So again, I really suggest you go and check it out. The link is in the description, and I will see you on your student dashboard. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you drop a like and a comment. It really helps with the creation of new free analysis and education, and I will see you in my next video.